Hey guys, Peter Klopper here, coming to you from the west coast of Canada on Vancouver Island. Thanks for joining me today, guys. This video is going to be a little introduction video, and then hopefully I'll be able to document my journey as I move forward, and you guys can follow along. I started off shooting film in high school for a photography class, got a fairly inexpensive Pentax camera at the time, and just loved it. I put the camera down, life kind of got busy. Once I started having kids and we started traveling, I started picking up the camera again. So it was always a point and shoot. We decided then to kind of get a little bit better camera once the kids grew up and were starting to grow up, just to be able to document some of their life events, right? And so went out and bought my first DSLR. I believe it was a Nikon D50-100 or something like that at the time. It's whatever 400 bucks could get me at the time. So here I am. I'm currently shooting on a D800 with Nikon, and I've got a Tamron 24-70 2.8 lens on, and I really like the lens. I really like the body. It's really versatile, and they are just very, very inexpensive. The value of that equipment is really, really good. So started off with landscape photography about 2 years ago. Really got passionate about that, into astrophotography. Really try to develop my skill set as a photographer and be able to understand, you know, your exposure triangle and doing long exposures for nighttime and what that all takes. Really know the ins and outs of my camera and be proficient at it. Then comes 2018, where I had shot some maternity and family photos for some family members of mine, and I really wanted to pursue the portraiture side of photography. And so I thought, hey, you know what? I think I have some of the skill sets that is needed as a wedding photographer, but I'm just going to try to take that plunge and see if I can get a few clients for 2018. One of the things that I offered to my clients was basically a free engagement shoot. So I would ask them to join me for, it was about an hour-and-a-half engagement shoot at the location of their choice. That way they could see what I was like behind the camera. They could see what it was going to be like in front of the camera, and we could work together and build on our friendship and relationship before the wedding day. That way, if they saw my images and they didn't like them at all, they could also opt out at that time with some lead time and say, well, no, actually we're not satisfied and we want to go with someone else, which is totally fine. I mean, what did I know about wedding photography, right? So the engagement shoots went really well. Like I said, I did 3 engagement shoots for 3 different clients, and I ended up shooting all 3 of their weddings. So huge blessing, super stoked about that. I had just done my last wedding in August, and it went really, really well. One of the other things that I did in between that was, as soon as I booked my first, or actually before I booked my first wedding client, I contacted a local photographer in our area who was really well established, had been in Nanaimo probably the longest out of everyone, and I contacted him and said, hey, I really want a second shoot for you. If you have any gigs coming up, I would love to just be there and help you out as much as I can. I want to be an asset to you, but I also need some guidance. I need some training, and I need some pictures for a portfolio. So if I could kind of second shoot for you, put me to work, and if I could take some pictures, you know, when I have time to do that on my own camera, that would be awesome. So he said yes. There was only one photographer that I contacted. I wanted him to basically get back to me before I contacted anyone else. And we met at a local pub, and he said, yeah, like, why don't you shoot something coming up for me in August? So I did the wedding for him, and it went really well. I learned a ton. Now, I don't know if my images were actually usable for him. He might have given some of my images to the bride. He's obviously not going to use my images on his website or anything, but it was phenomenal. The learning experience, how he was posing people, his client interactions, his vendor interactions were amazing. And so that really taught me a lot about actually being there on the day and having someone who was basically the go-to person, the person who carried all the responsibility, and I was there kind of as a bystander just to enjoy the day. It was really cool. And so I've done a couple weddings for him now, and I've also shot my own 3 weddings. So that's 5 weddings in total in 2018, and I'm really happy about it. I love where my photography is going. Now coming into fall, I have taken very little landscape photos. That's really where my passion started. And other than my trip to Utah or to Hornby Island, which is a small island here on the West Coast, I hadn't really done any landscape photography. So I'm really excited to see what this fall and what the winter brings as far as landscape photos. And I'm glad that you are watching this intro video, and I hope that you'll stick with me for the remainder of this journey. Thanks for checking out my intro video, and you guys have an awesome day. Thanks for checking out this video. You guys have an awesome day. That's ridiculous. Thank you guys for checking out this video. Wow, I can't even talk right now. Thank you guys for checking out this video. Over and out.